Woo. Why does it do this every time? I have to reset that every single time. I don't know why. But we're good now. Okay. Okay. Tell people that I am live. Okay, are we good? I think we're good. All right. All right. Let's film. All right. Start recording. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a minute, but we're here with some Stop Talk and Roll. Today we have Dan in the seat guard. Start over. Hey guys, welcome back. Stop Talk and Roll here. Hey guys, welcome back. Last time I'll restart this because I'm live on YouTube, but welcome back. It's been a minute, a little out of practice, but good to have you here. We got Stop Talk and Roll today. We have Dan on the bottom here playing guard already, Will on top, and let's go. Sorry for the delay. I've kind of had like an existential crisis when it comes to jiu-jitsu. If you haven't been keeping up, there's this new push, new kind of revelation called ecological jiu-jitsu that has come around from Greg Souders and company. There's a bunch of people doing it, and it's pretty awesome, but it's also made me rethink how I want to do jiu-jitsu and teach it and do this show. And I'm still kind of grappling it within my head, but I realized, okay, that's one thing, but I also need to keep the skills up of me actually breaking rolls down and whatnot. So I'm going to keep doing it the way I'm doing it for now. And that was a beautiful little takedown there, or sweep there. But I'm going to keep in mind the principles. And I'll make a video one day kind of explaining what it all means. There's a lot of information out there. It's slightly difficult to parse through because there's just a lot of it, and it's in the form of like hour-long podcasts right now, which isn't, the best way to check it out. And there's a lot of information out there in books, in various forms. Honestly, the best way to get good at anything, like making these videos or getting good at jiu-jitsu or learning how to teach or coach in a different manner, is just to go and do it. So I'm going to try to implement it. We'll see how it goes. Right away, I love this. So one of the main things that, trying to understand what grappling is in and of itself, right? Like, what is grappling? And Greg Souders said it really well that, the sport that we're doing, the activity we're doing is grappling, and the philosophy that we do it under is jiu-jitsu. So using jiu-jitsu principles and using the principles of, what we learn in jiu-jitsu and how to grapple somebody. So essentially what Dan's doing here is the first step, which is creating and maintaining connection. So what does that mean? Dan's grabbing Will's leg, right? So he's creating a connection by grabbing his leg, and then he's going to look to maintain it, okay? The next thing he wants to do in part of that is now going to be managing distance, okay? So now Dan's obviously on the bottom. He's made the connection. He's going to want to bring Will in close, okay? And he does that very well in a second here. As you can see, the third kind of principle here, and there's a lot of principles, and I'm still learning, mind you, but the third one is destabilization, right? So putting somebody onto his hip or his feet. What's up, fam? I don't know who that is, but hello. Putting somebody onto their hip or their butt or their hands, whatever that may be. Destabilizing someone. And he does that really well here by pulling this leg back. He takes that post away. There's nothing for Will to keep himself standing, right? So he's creating, maintaining connection, managing distance. He pulls him in tight, and Will goes right down to his butt. Now, the next component right there, and I'm not going to break down every single sequence this tightly, but, right, so we created, maintained distance, we pulled him in, and then we lost the connection. We gave the connection up, all right, and we weren't able to manage distance, or that's from Dan's perspective. From Will's perspective, he disconnected, right? So he was managing connections in a different way where he wanted to disconnect, okay? So it eliminated connection and managed distance in a slightly different way. He was in a very compromised position there, so gets back up, and we're going again. And that's what the grip fight is essentially, right? Is creating, maintaining connections and managing distance in different manners. And once that's done, destabilizing from there. what Will wants to be doing on top is getting either chest to chest connection or chest to back connection, right? So this is really good covering the back. This is one of the kind of the epitomes I had when I was doing this training, is you're always looking to cover the back in some capacity when you're on top. Okay, so you're the top player. You want to make sure that their back is covered either by the floor or by your chest. Okay, if it's covered by the floor, that allows you to get access to pins and chest to chest connection. And if your chest is on their back, obviously what that implies is that you have back control. Okay. The next thing too, this is so many things, little things to break down, but I guess this is a good episode back to kind of understand this, is different lines that you have to break, right? So initially for the passer, Will needs to get past the foot line, right? Then as he does that, he works up the ladder, if you will, and now needs to get past the knee line. And again, he's doing that by creating and maintaining connection, putting pressure forward, putting Dan onto his back, which is great, and now getting in front of the hip line. So feet, right? The feet, the knee line, and then the hip line. And then Will is completely in front of that now. So now what both players should be doing, look, Will is looking to get chest to back connection or keeping a pin. This is still constitutes a pin in a manner, just with a chest to back kind of feel to it. And then once that's established, right? Once chest to back or chest to chest is established, like so, all right? You're looking to attack the extremities, so the limbs and the head. And basically all of the situations boil down to the submissions, either a twisting of a limb, a bending of a limb, or strangulation, right? So choking them. And that's pretty much, so as far as I've gotten, as far as understanding right now. Essentially, you're trying to control the body by breaking through the arms and the legs. That's what passing is. That's what, when you're pinning, getting away frames. And then on the bottom, trying to get these limbs back in, which is what Dan was able to do here. So he's able to re-guard by getting his legs back into play, both hunting for that inside control. So they both kind of, Dan's got one leg inside right now. Will's got one leg inside. So kind of that tied thing. This is definitely going to help because I'm just sitting here watching this and definitely thinking about these principles and this principled approach to jiu-jitsu. I mean, this is just the understanding of the game right now. Oh, this is so good. I'm glad I'm doing this. This is so much better. Because I'm not going to get into it right now, but there's a whole paradigm shift in how you want to... I got to shift sides. Let's see if this is going to mess up. Is my pen still here is the question. Okay, good. We still got it. I'm going to let this play for a second as I think. Sorry. We'll podcast it out here as, again, Will's maintaining good pinning pressure right now. And Dan's trying to get his frames back in, right? Trying to get connection to get back through. So this is going to be a good framework to help me understand what I'm looking at, because basically the paradigm shift is, I was getting that before. The paradigm shift is that we teach a little differently now, right? So instead of just teaching technique, we put our athletes in games, in specific constraints, task-oriented games with an understanding of what their objective is or what they want to do. But instead of telling them the answer or proposing a problem, we're giving them some tasks that they need to do to solve the problem, and then their body self-organizes, or their body figures it out. They're able to figure it out using the movements or the tasks at hand to achieve a win or achieve the task in the game. I'm not explaining it very well, but this is kind of the first time I'm saying this out loud as I've been thinking about it deeply. So yeah, basically looking at these games, and sorry, this is going off screen. There's the camera it doesn't go any further. Looking at them roll right now, it's going to help me better understand what is grappling. And that sounds weird coming from a black belt, I know, but like it was, learning all this stuff has been eye-opening that like I don't fully, I understand what grappling is, but I understand it from the context of technique that I've been taught, rather than, I shouldn't say that. I understand some parts of it on a deeper level, but I guess I don't understand. I need to better understand, I should say, what grappling is. Like, what are we trying to do when we grapple? Obviously, you know, make the other person submit, whatever, through control. But there's what are the boiling that down to, like, what are the bare minimum things that we need to do that help us achieve that goal? That's what grappling is, and that's what I should be doing as a coach. I just totally talked over this whole round, Dan and Will. I hope you enjoyed that. But it is what it is. You know, like, subscribe, do all the things. I'm still here live, but I'm just going to stop recording for now. All right. I'm still here. What's up? Whoever's in the chat, I appreciate you. Get to the next one. So I'm gonna record, I think, 5 today. I have some good ones. I have I'll tell you guys in the chat. I have a Nikki Ryan episode coming up. Yeah, no problem. I have a. Do I know you? Or do you just like in person, or you just subscribe to the channel? Do you see this? All good either way. I'm just curious. Awesome. Do you train jiu-jitsu? Sorry, I'm just pulling up the next one. Awesome. Yeah, you should send some rounds in sometime. I'll be happy to break down any rounds. Although, again, as you just heard me rant, my understanding of jiu-jitsu is like completely lopsided right now. There we go. That's the one I want. Yeah, dude. I break them down like all good. If you just film the round, you know, try to get it filmed so it's like centered. But even if it's not, if you can just keep it on the screen, I can go back. Like, these rounds, it's just a tripod. So I literally just put my camera up, and I got this phone. I got the Samsung specifically because it takes like a very wide shot at like 4K. So I mean, you'll see this round, that the one we just did is these guys over here. These guys over here, and now I'm focused on, that's me and my buddy Chris rolling. So I can take the camera and fix it. But if you can keep the camera as focused as possible, like center, that's the best case scenario. And yeah, you can just send it to here. I'll put it on the screen. Let me find my email. Here, I'll type in the chat. What am I saying? Stop, talk, and roll jiujitsu or jj@gmail.com. So yeah, just send it to, you can just share it to stoptalkandrolljj@gmail.com, and I'll throw it on. Yeah, I'll download it, throw it on. Be more than happy. Yeah, and tell everybody at the gym. More than happy. Well, it depends. I don't know where you train them. Your professor might get upset, but I don't care. Okay. So yeah, I'm basically streaming and then doing this live. All right, next one. Hey guys, welcome back. Stop, talk, and roll. I'm sorry, live guys. I'm screwing this up. It's been a minute. That's awesome. Been doing it for about 2 years. I really appreciate it. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Send it my way. I'd be more than happy. Hey guys, welcome back. Stop talking. Oh, my dog. Okay, last time. I'll let my dog finish. Mail's probably here. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. Stop, talk, and roll. We got myself, break down some jiu-jitsu rounds. We got myself and we got Chris, both in the black, but I have white shorts on, so that's how you'll be able to tell the difference between these two very handsome men. Starting off, so if you just watched my last episode, I went off on a rant on understanding grappling. So I'm going to be changing up kind of how I talk about these things. So initially, this is an interesting back and forth, because one of the things that I'm always looking for when I'm passing is inside control. Okay. So basically getting in between his knees here, right? Getting my legs in between his legs and then looking to pass from there or control him from there. Chris loves playing, this outside position, this De La Hiva, which is good. Or it's just, it lets me get inside control. Now, one of the things you can do against this hook, one of the things I like to do, and you'll see I'll do this here, is pressure forward into it. Okay, so, I don't move this leg too much, but I am driving. So I turn and I drive forward into Chris's leg, which pops this hook off and makes it very hard for him to put it back in without readjusting his body. And as he readjusts, I make some changes as well to make life hard. Okay, so again there, the fight for inside control. If I don't turn my body, right, all Chris is going to do is just take this leg out and put it right on the inside. And then he has inside control and I'm in trouble. Okay. So what I do is, without having to, move my foot around or anything, I'm just going to turn to the side and deny that. Okay. Now I threaten that other foot for a second and I'm going to look to push that around and drive right back in inside control. There, another principle is keeping his back covered. Okay. So if Chris sets up, he's going to have a lot more ability to attack. Okay. So I don't want to give him that ability. It's a weird thing because a lot of people do like to play off their back, which is not necessarily wrong, but he's not going to have as many options. He still has a ton, but he's not going to have as many options as he does when he's sitting. And he's not going to have as many threatening options when I'm standing and he's laying down. Does he have options? Absolutely. Right. That's why we play jiu-jitsu. That's why we have a guard, but they're limited. In the grand scheme of things, there's still a lot. So what I simply do is I have control. You can see in the mirror here, I have this grip on his leg. So I've created that connection and I want to manage distance. And so does Chris. Look, he goes to move away and sit up and tries to break my grips. So I pull him back in. I pull his leg up, right? And that puts his back right back on the floor. I cover his back. Okay. I keep his back covered. In this case, it's with the floor, right? You got to use the floor to assist you. And we're both kind of laughing because, it was kind of on the spot kind of thing. And again, that inside control. Now, sometimes, right? So he's going to get that inside control. And he starts extending me away. Now, an option that I've been using to deal with this, if he's going to win the inside control, and this is really important to understand when you guys roll, is sometimes you need to concede that you're going to lose a specific little game, right? In this case, Chris was going to get inside control on me. He was going to beat me to that. And I have two options. I have many options, but the main two that I understand is I can either stand there and refight for inside control, which could be dangerous because Chris also has inside control, so he can start looking to destabilize me. So what that means is putting me on a hip or putting me to my butt or putting me to my hands very easily compared to what he would be able to do. Or what I've been doing is grabbing both legs kind of in a body lock, but instead of it being around the waist, it's around the legs initially and sprawling out, as you'll see here. Okay. What this does is he still has that inside control. So I am conceding that part of the game. However, the good thing is for me is I've put his legs together so they act as like one big leg instead of two independent ones. And it makes it a lot harder for him to move me around. Can he move me around? Yes, but it is difficult. And what I can do from here is basically, depending on what side he goes, I can move. Now, from here, Chris puts me in a guillotine, and I don't mind that at all for this one reason, okay? If you get put into a guillotine and you're able to get to a pinning situation with your legs and your head on opposite sides of their body, you're relatively safe and you can start attacking things on their neck because their shoulder will cover one half of their neck. So we have double closure, right? So closing on one side and closing on the other, double closure. His shoulder will act as the closure on one side. And then my arm, you'll see in a second, will act as a closure on the other side. And that technique, that solution to the problem is more commonly known as a Von Flue choke, okay? Interesting thing happens on this attempt though. So I look to get here. I beat the foot line, the knee line, the hip line. I get in front into a good pinning situation, and now I'm driving down with the Von Flue choke. Now, just like any good strangle, I want to eliminate space, create double control, double enclosure. I'm doing all these things, but you can't see, unfortunately, you can't see it here either, but Chris does something really nice. As he's in here, right, he takes his thumb, right, the meat of his thumb, and hooks into the side of my neck. So as I'm applying more pressure, he's actually getting the choke on me. It was a pretty creative solution. Now, I wasn't going to go out, but I was starting to get a little hazy. So I was like, okay, one of us has to give up. So I let his hand go. This puts me in a nice head and arm position anyway, so nothing wrong with that. And this is another really important thing, right? I'm isolating limbs now. Right, so I'm in a pinning situation, side control, otherwise known as, and I'm looking to isolate arms. So I'm looking to keep his elbow above his shoulder line. Chris, being a talented black belt, is able to get it back down, but I proceed to getting to a full mount situation, get his arm all the way up, and this is really embarrassing. What happens in a second, he manages to roll me over. Now, let me tell you, I can't remember the last time someone did that to me. That's it. That's the end of the sentence. I can't remember the last time someone did that to me. So I immediately start dying of laughter. But why did that happen? Okay, so here's the thing. When you start looking for these chokes, happens to me all the time. We're live, by the way, for those of you that aren't here. It happens all the time. This is why it happens, okay? And I'll show you. It's not surprising why this happened to me here, because I put myself in the situation. When you attack the neck, the arm, all these things, whatever you're doing, right? If you have to keep in mind your base, okay? My head, so here are all the things that were going against me, okay? So clearly, or maybe not clearly, I'm looking to enter into some chokes or get back exposure, okay? So I'm going to threaten an arm triangle, so double enclosure with the shoulder and my arm, and if he defends correctly, I'll move on from there. One of the options is, sorry, my headset is charging, and I think it just made noises. Okay, yeah, there we go. I shouldn't do it again. I'm looking for double enclosure to choke him, and then if he turns, away from me to defend, I could take his back. All good things. One of the things that happens there in my attempt now is things that are going against me. My head is on this side, all right, so I can't use it as a post, right? So your head is a post. I can't use it as a post over here. My elbows are both getting narrow in relation to my body, right? So instead of being out here with good base, they're getting in close. Now, this isn't inherently wrong, because I do need to attack him, but I do need to account for that with my base, because he can take me over. And then the last thing is he's able to trap my leg. It's the classic UPA escape, right? The classic bump and roll technique. But because he created connections here, he created connections here, and my head happens to be over on this side, I can't stop him from taking me over. It's a simple reason why that happened. How do I correct for that in the future? I probably need to realign my hips a little bit. If I'm going to go for this, I might want to, instead of my base being kind of, this is where it gets weird with video, because we're in like a 3-dimensional kind of plane now instead of this 2-dimensional video. But you can kind of see that this knee is forward and this knee is back, right? So this is, if I draw this out, right, there are two different ones. This knee is further back. I cannot write with this program. That is terrible. Okay, that one's back. This one's in the front. This is awful. I'll have to come up with a different one. All right, so this one's in the front. I would probably shift. So let me change colors here. I'd probably shift to get my back knee up over here and bring this one back. Simple little fix, but I would either that or I need to put my head on the other side, but probably not, because my head's keeping this elbow tight. So probably just rotating my hips a little bit. So getting a different kind of perpendicular angle maybe not even perpendicular, just slightly rotating my angle a little bit towards the front here. Oh, I lost a lot of viewers there. He didn't like all the writing. Excuse me. Let's keep going. And I get taken over. That's, you know, and I'm laughing. Now, I don't like playing close guard, to be honest. So immediately, so you would want your head away from the knee, the position. So you would you want your head away from the knee in this position? So I think so. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm getting at. Now, here's the thing. My head has to be on this side because my head is what's trapping his arm. So you can see right now, it's my arm trapping his arm. And then I want to transfer over to my head. Now, here, I would want to take that arm out, and that would help me base as well. But I didn't take it out in time. Right? So if I get here, ideally my head's going to come all the way down. I want this on basically on the floor, and I would remove this hand to base it out here. And as Chris goes to roll me, I could then swing my hand over here to act as a base as well. And that would give me a chance to readjust. So I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah. Yes, I think you're on the right track there. So, close guard. And right back into inside control. Look for inside control. Chris disengages. And we reset. So now I'm on the bottom. Now, these are little minor things, but they go a long way, right? So sticking with that, making connections, managing distance and destabilization. That first step, creating and maintaining connections. It's silly, but I've just created and maintained a connection. And now managing distance, I don't necessarily, in the last video, we saw Dan pull Will towards him. In this case, I bring myself towards Chris. I'm not going to be able to really move his leg right like this, right? But I can move myself in. So I come in. Chris elects to join too because we both want to play jiu-jitsu. I'm still in shock that he rolled me over. And look, still fighting for that inside position, always looking for that inside position. Chris looked to kind of play with my heel there, which is why I turned out. We talked for a second. That's what that little jump was. And look, constantly fighting for inside control. Constantly fighting. Creating a big frame on his lat so he can't come in. And this lets me get on the inside here. Chris also wants to win that fight, right? All right, so I have one leg in, one leg out right now. Chris is threatening to take my back. So I turn him over and manage to convert the position and get my knees in, and I'm all right. So what I'm doing here, right? Like it's not like a technique that I'm doing. I'm just constantly thinking, don't let him get inside control. Don't let him beat my foot and my knee and my hip line, right? If he can't do those things, he can't get to a pinning scenario. He wants to get chest to chest or chest to back. I'm just not letting him get there. And then on the offensive side, look, same technique from before. Technique, I got to watch what I say. Same idea before, same connection from before. Sorry about the quality. I don't know why it's so bad. It should be in 4K. And then get underneath. All right. Come through. Looking for an ankle, which I have. I sit through. I sit my leg through. Defending my heel. Chris throws his over. Oh, very cool how he opened that. I like that. Pries the foot away. Yeah, and he's just in a better position than I am. He's got a cross. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, he's got a cross grip there and gets the ankle. Nice job. All right, again, fight for inside control. Always, always. You know, this changes with the gi on, guys. I don't know if I'll throw that out there. This does change with the gi on. So throw through. Try to grab the secondary leg. Could not get it. So one of the things, too, it's going to happen here in a second. I remember this from the scramble. One of the things I'm trying to do is split his legs. So as we get here, I'm looking to bring my knee in. You can see right here is my attempt. So I hook the shin, and I want to bring my knee right in the middle here. Okay? It's still trying to establish inside control. I'm still trying to split his legs so I can fight his legs away and get up to center mass, get up to his body. Okay? And so I'm able to turn it over in a second. Oh, I'm just screwing around with his foot. That's like not how you do a toe hold, but it's just letting me control his foot. Now he's got a nasty hook. He's got a really good toe hold, so I have to be careful. So I'm come through here. I grab the waist. I think start the fight up, and I think the round ends in a second. Able to get up. Look, he's creating distance. Frees his knees. That's huge. Now notice there's a lot to learn right there. I'm above. I want to stay above his knees. So immediately he creates a stiff arm here. He creates a wall, and is able to free his knees. Once he does that, he's pretty good. I got to win that fight again. I got to win that fight to beat the feet and beat the knees. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm still here. We're going to record some more episodes, but for this individual episode, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Send me in around. We got somebody in the audience here that's going to send it around. If you want to send it around, check out the description below. That's how to reach out to me. I have 2 very fun ones coming up, and yeah. Oh, we have hold on. Interesting. Seems like in mount positions, getting flipped over, you want to be wide with as many points of contact on the floor, like a stool, narrow base. It depends because, okay, so I'm sorry. So the question, let me just say it succinctly real quick, and I'll go back to the mount. So the question is, what should your positioning be in mount to avoid getting swept over and with as many points of contact and whatnot? It really depends. So it depends on where you are in mount, right? If my hips are connected to his hips, like so I'm on top, my hips are connected to his hips right now. When he moves his hips, my body is going to respond to that. Okay? If I'm able to slide my body up or change my angle, right, it's going to impact how my body responds when his body responds. So if I'm and again, this is weird because I'm trying to like think of jiu-jitsu in a different way, but like classically, like let's think high mount. Let's say that I've gotten my hips all the way up onto their chest. My knees are right in their armpits, super high mount. He can bump and roll, and I put my head on the mat. He can bump and roll all he wants. Nothing's ever going to happen. He's never going to move me because my hips aren't connected to his hips. Now, if he was like the Hulk or just some like super, super strong, he'd be able to like potentially just stand up and I would respond that way because my hips are connected to his chest. But that's not realistically what's going to, that's not going to happen. So it's not necessarily so much about like the it's important, but like I would say it's more your body alignment and compared to their alignment and then adjusting accordingly. If I'm on their hips, I have to know that any movement they make with their hips is going to make me respond with them. So I have to be ready to turn sideways, right? I have to create an angle. I have to be ready for that. Once I get in super high mount, I don't have to worry about that as much. Your center versus theirs. Yeah. So like, I wish I had another video of it. So basically if my body was just all the way up, right? So on top, the top guy's all the way up. You can go try this later when you train today or whenever. Just get somebody in high mount, have somebody sit on your hips, right? In mount and just hip bump. They're going to go flying. They're going to have to slap the mat so they don't get hit. They don't smash their face, but they're going to move. And then do the same thing and have them move all the way up, right? So like their thighs are like right up in your armpits and go to bump. You won't move because there's nothing connected to their hips. So to avoid that part, that's kind of what you need to do. It's not so much like the points of contact. It's more your body in relation to theirs. I don't know if that helps. But that's how I understand it. All right. Like and subscribe. Thank you. All right. We're still here. I hope that helps, man. I probably have a mount video somewhere just like sitting around that I can pull, but I don't know what I'll off the top of my head. Sorry, let me just organize my... Okay, completed. Okay, so, sorry, man. Like I said, within the last like month, I've had a complete, like, I've been training for 14 and a half years. I just had a complete, like, epiphany, change of style, everything. Like, my understanding of jiu-jitsu is just so different. And I'm only like a month into understanding it. So wrapping my head around like how I want to teach versus my previous knowledge has been difficult. Like, cause I could just give you the answer. Like, it's just like yeah, if you put your points out wider, it's gonna make it hard. But yeah, I have a hard time with mount. I'm a guard player. Yeah. Well, then a simple thing is always look. Okay, I'll you know what? Let me get one up, and I think I can squeeze into the next video. Actually, I think I have a white belt, and yeah, friendly comp roll from the gym. Yeah, send it. That's fine. That's not a problem at all. Let's see. Good. Yeah, it's a lot. You should check out Greg Souders, man. I'll type it. It's fucking awesome. Greg Souders. If you look him up on like Instagram, he's got a pretty interesting philosophy. Sorry, I'm just pulling up my next thing. Let's see. We already did Dan and Chris. Wait, that wasn't Chris. That was Will. Wait, what? Did I put Chris? Is this the one we did? I put Chris. His name is Will. Okay, that's why it's messing me up. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That was Dan and Will, not Dan and Chris. All right, that's done. We did myself and Chris. I rolled with Chris. Okay. All right, I'll do one. I actually have one from Nikki Ryan coming up with one of my buddies, Tom. So that should be fun. Okay. Let's do this one. I'm gonna have to grab some water after this. All right. What is this in the camera? What is that? Oh, is that the... Oh, that's somebody's head. Okay. Hey, guys. Welcome back. Stop, Talk, and Roll. We break down some jiu-jitsu rounds today. We have my buddy Colin from Florida, and unfortunately, I don't know this gentleman. Do I know that gentleman's name? I don't. So I'm going to call him Jimmy, as we do when we don't know their name. But Colin sent this in. I appreciate you, Colin. Don't mind the line down here. I did some editing. The film was sideways, so I rotated it so it was straight up, and we're going in. We got some gi, making some grips. Jimmy, one thing when you're going against, well, and for anybody, but Jimmy in particular, one of the things you want to be careful of when somebody makes a grip is you got to clear those. So the concept, the idea of creating and maintaining connections goes both ways. So what do I mean by that? So Chris, I just did a bunch of episodes of Chris. Colin on the bottom wants to make a connection, right? So make a grip and then use that to manage the distance. He wants to break your posture down, which is what he's done here, right? And you've allowed him to do that by just giving your posture, by breaking at the hip as it is. So one of the first things you want to do here is actually get your posture back, right? So, I mean, you want to break the grip first, but like, let's work from this spot. You would want to get your posture back. Now, you could do that in one of two ways. If you're like a monster strong or Colin's not pulling down really hard, you could just pick your body back up. But more realistically, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to drop your hips to get your hips back under your shoulders, okay? And then from there, break the grips, stand back up, and re-engage from there, okay? Yeah, and then the further away, like a table, the further away you are here, the more easily it's going to be able to manipulate your body. So like from here, I mean, Colin's being very nice, but what he could simply do, your weight is shifting in this direction. Oh, let me change that color. That matches the background. your weight is shifting in this direction as it is, he could simply use this hand to either, he still have that collar grip, he could just pull you across this way, or like just whip your hand through, and you would just fall right over in this kind of plane. Colin, and that's one thing you could do, Colin. Colin, obviously you have an omoplata, you have some triangles, some options here. So, Colin, that's the sweep. So Colin just went to take him over. That's what I was talking about. But now here's the reason why that doesn't work in this instance, okay? His body weight hasn't shifted at all. It's been going this way the whole time. So as you try to go lift him this way, lifting him to the left here, his body weight is on the right, right? So getting him to move to the left is going to be difficult in this capacity. What would be easier is getting him to kind of go the same direction his body's already moving. Now, what you could do is actually, yeah, no, that's why that doesn't work. Now, look at that. You see the difference? And you caused that. But look at that. That's such a cool little, I mean, I love breaking down rules. So look, weights this way. Now the second you do that, right? This foot comes on the ground, his weight shifts to this way. Look how much easier it is to take him over. The second that happens, okay? You can see it. Let's see if we could like slow motion this here. Right? So like, look, his weight's on this side, his weight's on this side, his weight's on this side, right? His weight's still on the side, and then right there it shifts. Right there it shifts. Boom. Instantly it shifts. You take him over. Okay? What would that concept be? These are the things I gotta learn now, right? Like, how do I teach that? I guess it's destabilization, right? So you're destabilizing them. And it's shifting. It's a principle of like shifting weight. So I have to think about that more. But it'd be some kind of principle of shifting weight left and right. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's like a whole new thought process. And the other thing too is like I'm thinking of things. I'm like, does this even matter? Like, is it worth teaching this? Is it worth learning this? I don't know. Colin, one of the things you had right there, you could look for. So as you come up, I went back too far. I'm sorry. We were just talking about this in the last episode of the mount, though. You see how right here, as he goes to push up on Colin's upper body, he just shifts his other leg up, right? Just brings it up a little bit, makes it nice and easy. What you want to do from the bottom, oh, he almost got out right there. What you want to do from the bottom, all right, oh, my guy left. No. All right. Oh, the guy I was talking with in the chat about mount, he's not here. But if you watch this on the VOD, guy, I hope you're there. What you want to do is, so you're in a pinning situation, a chest-to-chest pinning situation, okay? What you want to do is get connections back and get and manage space to get him off of you. And to do that, you need to get essentially this leg out from between your knee and your elbow. And what you do is you're going to create a frame like so. Now you have to fight for that. You're going to have to move for that. But that's what you're going to be looking for. And you almost get it right there. And this is what I was talking about before with the angles, right? So he ends up leaving mount, but he's still in a good pin position. And now it's getting the turtle. But creating that angle, he shifts to the side to attack the arm. Nice. Very beautiful. Love it. Love it. Now from here, once they connect their hands, you can look to choke. Yes. Beautiful. You have the gi. You have triangle options. Jimmy, what you want to do is you want to be looking to free your elbows. Easier said than done, obviously. That I don't know if I like that option, but it looks like, you know what? You made it work. But you can't give it right back, though. Oh, very nice. I would have thought to roll the other way. I'm going to try that out. Sorry, we're kind of falling off screen here, guys. Again, this is camera cut off, which is nobody's fault. If you're ever filming, guys, what I would recommend, if you want to send it into me, right? If you're specifically sending it into me, you record it however you want. But if you want to send, beautiful finish there. If you want to send it into me, do your best to just make sure the round is as centered as possible. And then I can work from there. All right, hold on a second. So from theoretical standpoint, is it like you and your opponent are shifting centers of gravity over which you can simply apply force to use fulcrums to which you can flip your opponent? Yeah. I mean, so bring it back to that mount. Where were we? Yeah, I mean, so you can see it right here. So as Jimmy, in the black gi, goes to push, he's, probably not the best choice here, but he's able to lift his chest up. What Colin does, right? So look right there, he goes to, it's, it's kind of a lesser extreme. We're watching like 2 black belts before, and with like, different extremes on the pushing here. But as he pushes up, all Colin does is creates a disconnection between the hips. Okay. Now he can buck and hip all he wants. Nothing's going to happen. And Colin settles back down and looks to create an angle. And this is what I was talking about shifting your knees and shifting your weight. So changing your center of gravity is a good point. It's changing your focus of where they're at. I talk about this a lot when I teach side control, but the same thing applies for mount. As the top player, right? So contextualizing it from the top player, top position. As the bottom player moves around, you want to keep them on their back, right? You want to keep them pinned. You want to keep their shoulders and or their hips immobile, okay? And to do that, you have to apply pressure. There's a bunch of things you have to do, but basically you have to stay on top of them, keeping their shoulders and their hips immobile. In order to maintain that, because the person on bottom is going to move, that's normal. They're going to move around and try to get out. You have to move with them. So an easy way to understand this is side control. I'm chest to chest, right? So I have my sternum directly above their sternum, okay? And I'm sideways. My head's over here. My legs are on this side, okay? As they turn into me on the bottom, if I don't adjust, they're going to completely turn. They're going to create space, and they're going to be able to get their legs back in. If they turn away from me and I don't adjust, and I just try to keep my chest chest to chest and don't move, I'm going to fall over, right? If they turn away from me and I just keep chest to chest, I'm going to roll over. And now that seems silly, but that's what will happen if I don't make some adjustment. So what I need to do is, as they turn into me, I need to rise up on their chest and now put my weight here to keep them pinned. And as they turn away from me, I need to fade on their chest to keep them pinned, right? And then obviously as they sit up, I need to adjust my weight here. And as they try to use their hips more, I need to adjust my weight here, right? So as they move, as they're moving around on the bottom, I have to constantly be adjusting my top position to keep the pin, okay? And Colin does that really well right here. Now, one of the things that's really nice about understanding jiu-jitsu and thinking about this is I would highly implore you to take points out of the situation, because points creates a misunderstanding of what good top position is, top control. Did that make sense? So if I'm thinking points, right? Okay, I passed the guard, I got my 3 points, knee on belly will get me 2 more, and mount will get me 4 more. So mount must be the best. I have to maintain mount. But that's not true. You want to maintain top control, top position, a pin. So mount, knee on belly, side control, north-south, back to side control, back to knee on belly, and constantly moving around. In this case, we see a crucifix come into play. There's constantly this full 360-degree circle of controlling someone, okay? And that's crucial to having top control. So it's not just a matter of like shifting necessarily like centers of gravity or this or that. It's constantly applying the correct pressure as the bottom player moves, because the bottom player is always going to be looking to get their frames back in, to get them off of you, et cetera, et cetera. You have to adjust to that. I hope that answers your question. All right, so when you see here, he gets to the crucifix and whatnot. I get rolled over by the fat brown belt. Gives up side control every time, so that made a lot of sense. Yeah, you know what though? I would roll with that guy every single time, because you're going to learn this with that guy. That's how I learned it. And I had a blue belt when I was a blue belt. Nate, he had a fantastic side control escape, and I got really good at not letting him hit that on me. And he used to hit it on everybody. And it was a roll. Like, he would grab my head and roll me. And I actually got hit at one of our brown belts just did it to me recently, and it made me laugh hysterically, because again, it's like one of those things that I haven't gotten hit with him forever. Dennis hit it on me. I think I might have actually have it on film. All right, so we get the crucifix, we get the finish. Nice job, and we reset. Here we go. All right, so playing a butterfly guard, top player elects to sit back and makes those grips, and Colin's going to walk right through. Again, sorry about the camera, guys. And right back. Beautiful pass. So it's kind of like a misdirection here. Right, so he goes one way. He gets your whole body turning one way and then just comes right back around. This is really important. Again, another concept, I talk about this a lot. Getting their knees pointed one way, so his whole body is oriented one way, and then you just walk around the other side. Really good. That's also helpful for control from the top position as well. Getting chest to chest here, it's going to be easier for Jimmy on the bottom to escape in the direction that his knees are pointing. Now, doesn't mean you can't exist there on top. Obviously, Colin's doing that just fine right now, but you do need to be aware of it. Right, so here, this is a great example. I know we're kind of falling off screen. Oh, actually, it looks a lot better for you guys than it does for me. So as Jimmy turns into Colin here, Colin's going to apply pressure back. Now, if he just maintained chest to chest at the sternum, he would have no control over him right now. But his pressure is coming back into him up on like the shoulder, right up here. And that's what's keeping him down. Now, this is kind of a risky situation, again, because Jimmy's knees are pointed towards Colin, right? So Colin's going to look to either... Oh, wait, actually, I think he has a choke in. This is the gi. He's able to turn around. There's something clicking in the background. I have no idea what it is. It's super annoying. I hope you guys can't hear that. I don't think it's picking up. And we sit for an arm bar. Right, maintaining connection, shoulder connection. And that's one of those finishes, right? Twisting, bending, strangulation. That's a bend. Bend, creating a fulcrum behind the elbow or by the arm and move. Can't hear it. Hello? Testing. I think the mic's working. I'm sorry. I might have said here. I meant C. There's nothing here. Oh, the click. Oh, thanks. Sorry, man. Close guard. Close guard. I think I'm going to do a lot of close guard games. Close guard's the bane of my existence. In the gi, it's not so bad. So I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't watched this yet. Based on, and I want you to pause the video and think about this. And this might not happen. I literally have not seen this yet. Based on Jimmy's body positioning right now, I think it might be a little obvious, but where do you think that he's going to go? And how could Colin potentially facilitate that? All right, take a second. Think about it. I'm just going to go ahead because you guys can pause and think however you want. A very simple way right now for Colin to take advantage of this position is to just, he already has this overhook here, just to simply drive Jimmy in this direction. Now, he could do that by teetering this half of his body over here, and he could also do that by using his right arm and driving through the, getting underneath, getting an underhook, right? Getting that inside position and driving right over and taking a hook and clicking, yeah, and uh, hooking into his leg and just take him right over. Let's see what happens. I legit have not seen this. Yeah. Okay. So the reason I'm pointing that out is, first of all, it's good to just kind of like freeze and see what people can do. Like, over here, I don't think he's going to move that way. Yeah, because he's nice and based. But you can see Jimmy, your base is very disconnected. You want to be careful taking your head this far away from your legs like this. There's a time and a place to do it. I would say the time is when you have control of their legs, meaning they're either not in the picture or you have them wrapped up. When you don't have control of their legs, it's hard because you don't have good base. I mean, just straight up. So we come over, we're in a half guard, a chest-to-chest position, and the fight for the underhook, the fight for inside control is huge right now. The good thing about getting rolled over in the situation is that Jimmy had double unders, had double inside control, but Calm was able to negate that. And we looks like we're in a very similar position from earlier, maybe like just in the second half of the roll. Looking to clear limbs, good job. And come through, very nice. Good chest pressure. Love that. Love that. Yep, you had a dart. Ooh. That's a Bravo, I believe that's called. So that double closure, in case you didn't see it, if you haven't seen that before, much like a Darce choke. So he's got a grip here. So the closure on his neck is going to be right here. Rolled over. Yeah, there you go. Right there. And then chest pressure. So the double closure is happening from his hand on the grip right here. And then Jimmy's own shoulder. Okay. So if you're kind of newer to this or just kind of seeing this through, consider all strangles are going to happen from double enclosure around the neck. And you could do that with your arms. You could do that with your legs, and you can incorporate their body into it as well. So their shoulder, compressing their shoulder against their neck. This can happen in many other ways too, but that's generally the major ones that we see in jiu-jitsu. All right. Colin, thanks for submitting that round. Please like, subscribe, and if you want to get a round in on the show, check out the description below. Okay, bye. All right. Base and jiu-jitsu pill. All right. I'm going to put the next one on screen, and I'm going to run to the bathroom and get a drink real quick. But you sent it? Oh, sick. I'll see if I can do it today, I'll do it today. If not, I will. I'll let you know when I'm going to do it, and I'll put it on stream. We can do it against live, but I'll have it on the show. Let me pull up this one though, real quick. I'll leave this one sitting here because it's pretty epic. All right. Spoiler: that's Nicky Ryan, and that's my buddy Tom. So I'm kind of excited for this. I have not watched this. This is a long round. All right, I'll be right back with some water and a bathroom break. Muted? No, I'm not muted. Nope. Muted. No. None of those worked. How do I mute? Mute. No. What if I hit all these? Okay. I'm actually going to text Tom right now. Do I not have Tom's? Oh. I thought, oh, maybe I don't have Tom's number. All right, yeah, Instagram it is. Young Jimi Hendrix. Yo, doing your Nikki Ryan round right now on YouTube. Streaming it and recording for later if you can't see it now. Okay. All right. Oh, and there's Dean in the background. All right, cool. I'm pumped on this one. I'm sorry about my head getting cut off, but my green screen's like right behind it. All right. Welcome back. Stop, talk, and roll. We break down some jiu-jitsu rounds. Today we have a super special episode. We have my buddy Tom, who's sitting right here, and I think that's Dean right back there. They were visiting B Team, and he has a long round with Nicky Ryan, which I have not gotten a chance to watch yet. So I'm pretty psyched to see this. Now, a couple things. First of all, this is footage taken from, I believe, a security camera or whatever they have. I think that's how they do it. I mean, I think they take a lot of their footage from that, so no big deal. Oh, maybe this is Dean. I don't know. Dean's definitely there. This is Tom. And the other thing is this round was sent. It was double timed for some reason, probably just to reduce the size of the files that they have to send, because I'm sure everybody that visits wants to check it out. So, it was a pretty large file as it was. So I took it and I elongated it. So I made it half speed, which I believe is the normal speed. It's a 10-minute round. So the quality is kind of grainy, but I think we can all be okay with that as we sit and learn from this, quite exceptionally good jiu-jitsu player. Let me just fix that. Oh, why is my... Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry. There's something on my end that was a little weird. Is everything working? Everything's working. Let's do it. Okay, so we have Nicky Ryan on top. We have Tom Astorita at Young Jimi Hendrix on Instagram on the bottom. And let's go. So again, sorry about the footage. Actually, it looks really good over there. My screen, it looks worse. So immediately coming in. Again, that's those same battles that are going on. I wonder if this is too slow. Oh, no, he looks like he's walking around normal. All right, so battling for that inside position, although Nicky is kind of just walking through like he doesn't care. Let's see. I'm probably just going to watch and kind of see what he does here. Clears out of that nicely. Tom switching for I could call out the positions. I don't even know if I should do that anymore. We're looking for the battles that are happening. So Nicky's able to get in front. Whoa, that was cool. Whoa, really like that. Okay, so I've been in this situation 1.5 billion times, but what Nicky does here is, so Tom's leg gets very elongated, which obviously exposes this hip. And the second that happens, Nicky walks in and replaces it with his arm and grabs across the waist here. Kind of hard to see. So his hand, this is Nicky's hand right here. And uses that to clear around. Okay, so then he's able to get his foot in front, but then Tom's leg's still in the way, right? So that's still something he has to deal with. And so he covers again. So he literally, is that the same arm that he did that with too? No. So his right arm feeds right in front of the hip pocket on one side, and then his other arm feeds right in front of the hip pocket on the other side, and he's able to convert through to a body lock. And then he sits back, but because he has the body lock, he's in a much more advantageous position. Does he block the knee from coming in to put the hand on the hip? What? What does he at what point? Sorry. Here? Sorry, we got the chat. I want to working with the chat here. This is really cool. Boom, boom, boom. And he sits through. When the leg is extended, what's stopping him? I don't think anything stops it. I think he's just like he extends it away, right? So he just initially pushes it away, and that gives him a second to come back in here and push it away. There's nothing really that stops him from doing it. You know what? Actually, it looks like his knee might even be there. It looks like he extends it away, brings the leg in. No, not necessarily. Yeah, I think he went knee to the air. But it's quick. Honestly, I haven't seen that before. It's quite possible Tom hasn't just seen that before. Like it might be just something he's not, wasn't aware of. Which is why, again, I'm emphasizing that Tom, this guy, it's a Hassim or whatever. He's just pacing. Ooh. Oh my God, this is a 10-minute video. It's going to be like an hour-long episode. This is so phenomenal right now. So, again, that principle I was talking about the last episode. So he gets to a situation where Tom's knees are facing this way, right? So Nicky's going to want to attack on this side of the body because he's not going to have to deal with these knees, right? He doesn't have to deal with the knees. So Nicky has them in a body lock. He sneaks his hands up. Tom goes to sit up, and Nicky just scoots around, gets chest to back connection. They're laughing because that was funny and awesome at the same time. Is that Dean? That's Dean. Nice. We got a back triangle. Fighting the hands away and gets the choke. Wow. That's very impressive because I know Tom. Wow. This is incredible. Tom is so good at getting out of the body lock. Like, I mean, look, he's lifting the leg, but Nicky just doesn't. What does he do? He picks the leg up. He's controlling his arm. I think that's one of those things that I'm going to have to just go feel, unfortunately, or ask Tom. Because I've done that with Tom and Dean a billion times, and they definitely know how to get out of that position. Yeah. Well, I mean, it definitely hurts a lot, but I can only imagine what he's doing. Well, so for the chat here, Dean, this is Tom. I've trained a ton, especially with Dean, not so much Tom, but definitely trained a bit with Tom. And we've worked on that position a bunch, and I know that they're very, very, very good at escaping the body triangle and doing the body triangle. So for Nicky to just casually coast through that is just, it's kind of incredible to see, honestly. And this is like one of those situations where I'm not quite sure what I'm seeing. Like, I don't know what he's doing differently. That was really cool. So Nicky has inside control. Tom tries to slice through. Yeah. Tom tries to slice through. And then, he grabs the leg. And he goes he puts him into the saddle. But it looks like Tom might be in offense. This is where it's outside Ashi and saddle at the same time. All right, goes for double trouble, switches to 50-50. So now the fight is for the knee line. Nicky's able to clear it and comes up on top. Again, sorry about the quality, guys. You can go yell at the B team. I'm happy to have this. So again, a similar situation as last time. Let's see if Tom reacts to it. Obviously, Nicky's aware of that arm bar that was there. Kind of looks like cell shading. You know, that like animation technique, like Borderlands. So the principled attack here, right? Looking for chest to chest, and then when that's not available anymore, switching to back to chest to back. Right? So always hunting those chest to chest or chest to back connections. If you just keep that in your mind, it helps just orient yourself when you're rolling, right? So if you're always looking for those connections like that, opportunities start appearing, right? You start seeing what's available to you. It's like if you're in like the wood shop, right? And all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? I'm sure you've heard this before. Everything looks like a nail. But as soon as you have a screwdriver, as soon as you have a saw, or as soon as you have a wrench, right? Suddenly you have more tools, you have more options, and you start seeing things differently. You start seeing opportunities a little differently. Instead of just hammering away at something, maybe you saw it. Maybe you screw into it with a screwdriver, and not everything's a nail, right? You see different opportunities. So when you're constantly hunting for, if you're just rolling and you don't know what you're doing, or you're not really thinking, or you're just hyper focused on a technique that you learned, you're not going to see what's available. But if you look at broader picture here, concepts like, okay, I want to attain and maintain chest to chest or chest to back connections, suddenly a lot of opportunities start arising, because no longer are you looking for these little minuscule things, right? You're looking for, okay, how do I get chest to chest? Let's assume that you created connection, managed distance, destabilized, and have improved your position. Now you're looking for those connections. Now you're looking for, okay, like, how do I get there? And Nikki's just doing it so effortlessly. And again, Tom is really good. The Borderlands Psycho screaming my bicycle makes sense now. Yeah, it does kind of look like that. Hey, it's Craig. This is so cool. Hey, B team, if you guys want to send footage my way, not that you need me to. Nikki Rod. All right, again, we got Nikki on Tom's back. It looks like he gets to finish. Sorry, not to talk about there. It's kind of a backwards view. Oh, this is for Tao. This happens a lot. So Tom gets that inside position there, and then goes to. So I can tell you exactly what he's doing because I know how it feels. So what Tom's trying to do right here, right? So he's lifting Nikki's leg and trying to spin around and get the back of his knee behind the back of Nikki's leg, his hamstring. And what Nikki does is he just rolls through anyway and points his knee towards the floor, right? So you can see right there his legs elevated. That keeps him safe from leg attacks, because he frees his knee from the knee line, right? Conceptually, right? Freeing the knee line. He's just never letting Tom even get an opportunity for the knee line. Immediately switching to Kimura, and Tom's able to get out of that. I mean, he's still on the bottom, but that was pretty cool. Love watching how these guys train, because, like, I mean, I don't know about the rest of these guys, but Nikki seems like very safe to train with. But obviously, like, this is super, super high level technical stuff. Right? So here, you could be thinking about a million things, but Nikki, I don't know what Nikki's thinking, but again, that chest to chest, chest to back connection. So he's done this twice now, with the X guard, where he's just, what is he slips. He creates a wedge and frees his foot. He's done that with both legs. He did that there, and where are we? We're at 5 minutes. Okay. So at the very beginning, he did this too. Did we start next guard? Where did we start? Or did we get to it shortly after? Sorry, I'm jumping around real quick. Okay, right here. Look. So he frees this leg. So he jumps out with that one. And then at the 5 minute mark, he does the same thing with the other leg. Okay, so both are possible, is what I'm gathering there. And then fighting for the inside control, or here just clearing it. So it's a fight for inside control on top. But the other thing I guess I should include is you can go around the guard, right? So again, sending the knees, right? So this is a simpler version of this, maybe less extreme, but Tom's knees are either facing away from Nikki to get that pass, or they're facing towards the ceiling, right? Ceiling's not as good as away, but you still get around them. What he doesn't want is them to face to you. So I guess one of the games can be, or one of the tasks or general principles is getting their knees pointed away from you or getting their knees pointed up. And I have to probably make that more, has to be a behavior. I don't know. So many things to think about. Again, though, Tom relentlessly fighting for that inside control. It's crucial in no-gi. Nikki again coming through this. He's done this several times now. Let's see if it works again or if Tom's adjusted. Man, I'll do Dean after this too if he's right on the video. Okay, we got here. Oh my God. So pretty. Okay, so Nikki sits right through and attacks the back. He knows that was good. He knows that was good. Ninja roll. I don't know. I don't know what a ninja roll is. But if we're looking, it's, I mean, let's break it down. Like what actually happened here. So this is, what position is this? Is this backside 50-50? If Nikki were to go forward? Yeah. Right? No. If Nikki were to go forward, if Nikki were to turn to his butt right now, it would be, yeah, it would be 50-50. It'd be 50-50. So Tom's entering into a backside 50-50, kind of an inverted backside 50-50. Yeah. Yeah. And so what Nikki does is he jumps in front. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so let's watch what he does exactly. So he's in the backside 50-50. What Nikki does is he jumps through and he's going to take his outside leg and slide it in the middle here to create that connection. Again, getting in between that elbow-knee connection. So he's going to bring his knee right in here. Okay, then what he's going to do is he's going to pinch his legs, and by pinching his legs, what he's able to do is maneuver Tom's hips, right? So he gets in here, and now what he's going to do is he's going to slide that knee all the way in, pinch his legs, turn his whole body over towards this way, which is going to make Tom face the camera, right? Like so. So he pinches his knees, turns his legs, and Tom gets turned towards the camera. And then from here, he's going to windshield wiper his legs to get back control. And he, again, that smile on his face knows that he just killed it. So I don't know if that is called a ninja roll, but that is. Hey, it's Ethan. So Tom's fighting his legs, but he's in a rear naked choke. Oh, come on, Tom, get out. Come on, Tom. Damn it. Dude, Tom's so good. This is incredible. Tom is so good. And Nikki's just making him look terrible. No offense, Tom. You're doing a pretty good job, Tom. But it's Nikki Ryan. Like, I'm sure he'd make us all look bad. You don't look bad. You look great, Tom. I'm not going to edit any of this out. I'll stand by what I say. Tom's going to come murder me next time he's in town. Tom, I've seen you do this a couple times. I guess that's what I do. Just seeing it like that is kind of cool. Again, the outside. Tom, I would say that you're... I mean, like, I'm sure Nikki's going to make us all look bad. But, you know, I think it's worth, even when you have this kind of insurmountable, like, difference in skill, it's still good to see what he's abusing, right? So he's doing a lot of outside passing with you. Now, that could be two things, right? It could be that your inside control is just that strong that even he's just like, I don't want to mess with this right now. Or he's found a hole in your game. Or I'm sorry, he doesn't want to mess with it right now, so he's going on the outside where it's kind of a hole in your game. Or, you know, he's just like that dominant going to the outside, and that is what it is. Whatever it may be, I would recommend kind of maybe working on that a little bit, working on that outside passing defense. So again, with the arm on the inside, clears the hip, So always walking to the outside, stepping through. So cool to see. Boom, boom. So he doesn't even care. That's so awesome. See, the thing is, okay, this is why I keep saying this is awesome. This is something I do all the time. I don't progress from here, though. I usually end up letting the person get their guard back. But instead, look, why do I do that? Nikki's just pressing through, clears, gets around, gets chest to chest, or almost. He's got to clear a little bit more to get to chest or chest to back, depending. Sits through with that knee again, creates that wall. So free with his movement, so good. Keeping his hips locked down, right? Controlling his hips, back control, coming through. Ooh. All right, Dean, I'll get you next time. I'm watching my boy Dean over there. I just noticed they're keeping the camera out to get both of them. I didn't realize Dean was in the background. Oof, both legs. Nice, let's see that again. What was the initial control? That's where he caught it. So the arms are free right now. Comes around the back, traps the arm. Beautiful. Very cool. All right, that's where he got it, back there. So this is a super important principle right here. Art of distraction. So Tom points to the mat. Nikki looks and then tries to pass immediately. Now, learning what we've learned from Nikki here. So the hand, right? Again, it's kind of weird. I'd put it slightly lower on the hip and get this leg extended away. As you can see, Nikki's leg doesn't move when he responds too quick. All right, now we can see Tom on top. Let's see if Tom can make something happen here. So same principle, right? The knees are facing one way, comes around. Nikki just doesn't care. Wrestling up. Coming in on the leg. Very cool. Tom also doesn't care. Goes right back towards the legs. Tom's very adept at the legs. How I win positional drills? Yeah. Hey, count them. The knee line's out. So Nikki kind of casually got his knee out there. It's not really on Dean too much. Maybe I don't do that episode. Again, with his hand in front of the hip pocket there, beating the hip line. Very cool. Again, chest to back connection. Makes me realize how important, I knew how important like back control was and chest to back connection, but Nikki finishes so quick, and I've done so many rounds with both Dean and Tom, like just to see him doing Tom like that quickly is, I got to work on that a lot. So again, that fight for inside control, but chest to chest pressure is important. And that's the round. Very cool. Tom, thank you so much for sending this in. What a treat. If you have some more rounds from B team, please feel free. Any of the B team guys, love to learn more from you guys. I'm not even really breaking this down. I'm just learning. So pretty cool. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe. If you want to get your rounds broken down, hit me up. Check out the description below, and I'll get you on here. All right. See ya. Woo. Let's see if Tom responded. I didn't see it. Let's see what we got. I have one more round that I definitely want to do, but let me check out yours real quick. Oh, this will work perfect. Ah, you know what? I don't even need to. I could just do it right there. Oh, you know what? No, I do need to download it. Let me download it. Wait, did I download it? No, I didn't. Okay, let me do that. Download. It's not letting me. Why won't it let me? Can I not? Why won't it let me download? Oh, shit. Did it just download like 18 times? Oh, you fuck. Yeah. All right, I got it. All right. Nice. I just recently opened my own business, so this is one of them. So I'm actually this is my job now, slowly but surely. One of my jobs, I should say. What so is your name Alex? Or Alejandro, I'm sorry. Is your name Alejandro? You're the bald guy? Okay. Is it okay if I call you Alejandro on the video? Okay. And then I downloaded one of them. I think it's loading. Oh my God, I downloaded the same one like 20 times. Oh, is it the same video? Oh, it's the same video. Or did you meet? Yeah, it's the same one. Okay, awesome. All right. All right. Sorry, I have a whole like organizational system here. Let me just put it in here. And then where did it go? Okay. Nogi Alejandro. Do you happen to know the other guy's name by any chance? All good if you don't. I call everyone Jimmy if I don't know the name. Pablo. Okay, Alejandro and Pablo. All right. And Pablo. Got it. Okay, pull this up. I will mute it. I always mute it. That's one of the things. So in case anybody ever says anything stupid, they don't get in trouble. Okay, Alejandro, Pablo. Is this like an in-house competition, or you just filmed it for fun? In-house? Okay. All right, cool. Oh, sorry. So Pablo and no, I'm sorry. Pablo and Alejandro. Got it. White belts only. Nice. All right, cool. Hey guys, welcome back. Stop, Talk, and Roll episode. I don't even know what episode we are on. Like 330, something like that. Today we have a submission from my man Alejandro over here in the white and gold. I love that. And we have against him in the black and white here, Pablo. Alejandro, I'm filming this live right now, so I'm doing some YouTube live. I didn't really announce it ahead of time too much, but he's been hanging out the whole time. He found out that I'll take submissions, so he submitted a round. So I'm happy to get him on here. If I accidentally mess up the names, I'm sorry. I do that all the time. But Alejandro is white and gold. Pablo is black and white. And if you ever want to get your episode on the show, and I'll break it down, Just check out the description below. We'll get you on here. This is an in-house white belt only no-gi kind of competition they got going on. So I'm assuming, and he'll let me know in the chat in a second, that there's points. Might be sub only, not sure, but let's see. We'll get it going. We got some stand up. Oh, we're off screen. Hopefully we'll come back on. Sub only. Okay, so it's sub only. All right, they're coming back on screen. I think the camera's going to move around with them because I noticed. I just skimmed around real quick, and then it moved around. So one of the things, okay, actually, well, right there, that something changed up. So one of the things you want to do when you're engaging in stand up, think about like every situation that you're in, every neutral situation that you're in, you want to improve your position. Standing is going to be a neutral position. Hypothetically, depending on where you end up. But like when you initially start, you're in a neutral position. 50-50 is a neutral position, right? Not too many of them, but they're there. So you have to make some adjustments to get a better position, right? To get an advantage. When you're standing and we've engaged, right? So we both created connections. We're looking to manage distance now. One of the things you want to do is the first thing is to create angles. Okay, so a good thing to do with Alejandro, with your head being on this side of Pablo's, is shifting to your would be your left and getting your head into their neck. Okay, and this actually, I might even do this for the game tonight. What that allows you to do is maneuver his body. Okay, so then you can use that to move him around and make him step, and that can help you set up your takedowns or whatever you want to do, stand up submissions, whatever that may be. But moving him around in that position is going to be good. Another thing is going to be, if you can, and it looks like it's about to happen to you, is adjust your level. And one of the other things you could do is snap downs, right? But to be able to do a snap down, you're going to have to disconnect your head. All these things, right? It's just manipulation of your head, manipulation of your alignment with your partner. So he's able to get under you here. Oh, but nice, you get that underhook. He fights it back. Okay, good. We got an adjustment. And then one of the main things, I mean, you look a lot more calm, cool, and collected than Pablo does, but just remembering just to breathe. Just, and that's not, I'm not saying that as a wipeout. I'm saying that as a competitive side of things. Like just remembering to breathe and relax. You guys are all over the place. Jumping around here. That's okay. It's competition. Comes in. Okay, I'm going to break that down in a second. Okay. And it settles. Okay. So, back it up. A lot just happened there. So, he's able to hit kind of a snap down, grabs the leg, and falls. And then this is kind of what you were talking about with falling over before, right? So, you're good here. He's able to come up and takes you up high. So, okay, so here, one of the first things I would do from this position is I always want to recenter myself. Now, if you think about maintaining chest to chest, right? Right now, you don't have chest to chest. Okay, so you're on top, but he has an avenue to your back, right? He's about to come around and get chest to back connection. So one of the first things I would do is look to reorient myself to get on top of him. And to do that, your right arm, right? So you can't really see it. It's kind of, cut off by the bodies, but it's right here. You're going to have to get that back out and around, all right? Ideally into an underhook, but just something so you have something on each side of his body. Rather simple to understand what happened there, but it was really good by Pablo to get up and under. Now, for Pablo, I think we'll see what happens, I guess, but I think he kind of jumped the gun with falling down. You know what though? But he's on your back, so I'm not going to say anything. It's chest to back position. He needs to get some kind of control of you though. So you need to get like a head and arm. I know he's like digging for that submission, but for you right now, you could spin out, which is what it looks like you're going to do. Because he has I would look towards him. But you know what? Yeah, it's weird to think about, but you actually want to look towards the choke, not away from it. So you actually want to look this way, but you're not in the choke, so you're fine. Yep. Defending your neck, though, that's super important. It's like whatever escape doesn't matter if you get choked out. So it's good that you keep adjusting and going for that. Beautiful. Nice. This is an improvement in position for you. A nice transition out for Pablo, too. I don't know how much energy is going on. He seems like a pretty athletic dude, but I can imagine towards the end of this round, you know, it's only been like a minute and a half, but I could see him getting very tired and you kind of getting in the front foot here. All right, so we left off with a frame. Beautiful. Leg. Okay, good. Elbow. Good. Yeah, that got a little dangerous right there for a second. So that could have been sketchy if he caught that. Nice. There you go. You just sit up. Why not? All right, so this is what we were talking about before, actually. It's a good example right there. So we were talking about in an earlier video, like 2 or 3 videos ago, about maintaining top position, right? So you can see here, like chest to chest is always going to change because the bottom player is always going to be moving, okay? Now, let's say the bottom player is not moving. You just need to put your chest, your sternum directly on their sternum. When I teach the kids class, I say like, it's like Iron Man, right? So your Iron Man chest, that little, like the arc reactor, whatever the hell it's called, it goes on theirs, right? So just chest to chest. But obviously the bottom player is going to move. Right now, you're okay. It's a little forward, but watch what happens when he moves. As he turns away from you or towards your head, right? You don't adjust immediately, so your body goes flying over him. Now, it doesn't mean he's immediately going to get out. It doesn't mean you can't adjust, but this isn't ideal right now. Ideally, what you'd have happen is as he turns away from you, as he goes to turn, you actually kind of suck in your chest a little bit and let him turn and put some friction on it towards his shoulder. So instead of being out here, just scoot your body back a little bit. Not much, but it'll put a lot more pressure and keeping good chest-to-chest position. The other thing, too, is he gets his frame in, and notice the second he does that, he's out. Right, so let's see, back here. Right, so you're digging under. Okay, so yeah, you see his arms between your body. So the first thing I would do before trying to really control his head like so, is I'm not sure what control you have on the other side for what it's worth, but when he's up like this, controlling his head isn't really the priority right now. It would be to control this arm with the head. So looking to getting like a fear 4 lock around his head or something on this arm is going to keep him controlled, especially when your weight's kind of going away from him like that. But good, you get right back over. Okay, this is a better angle. Very good, very good. So like right there, just in the context of side control anyways. So turn, turn, turn. So like right here, what I would recommend is isolating this arm, right? This arm, he's doing a really good job of posting into your hip, and he's going to use that to almost escape. You see how he creates that elbow knee connection. That's really good for him. So you can adjust that by kind of switching your hips, right? So drive your hip this way up top and drive your hip this way on the bottom to kind of like come under and scoop it. You can use this arm to grab and pull. You could use this arm under his tricep to lift, scoop and lift, right? So you have some options of kind of how to solidify down on that. Okay, but you also do a nice job of just switching sides. That's also a great option. My only concern with that, especially as you get higher up, is anytime you drift your legs over their legs, it's, especially when you get higher level guys, they're just going to grab your leg. So just keep that in mind. So if you are going to adjust sides, you usually want to go either around the head. Obviously, you don't have to worry about the legs there, or go across the hip. Once you're above the legs, you really want to stay above the legs. You don't really want to go back down there. Not the end of the world. If you do, you just have to work through that situation again. And bring it back full circle to our first video of the day. Okay, so you're in a very similar situation to what I was in. You have a very narrow base here. He clips the leg and he gets up. So what you could do, we were talking about before, once you're here, right, one of the things you could look to do is put your hook on, instead of the inside of his leg here, just switch it over to his outside hip. So instead of being right here, you just take it over so it's on his hip, okay? And then from there, you would shoot your knee on, you be your left knee, so the knee that's off camera. You shoot your knee up here too, and this will let your head drift down here a little bit more to post. So when he goes to take you, look, you end up going right over here, right? Your head is posted over here. It does nothing for you. As you adjust your whole body, your head would now be kind of right here, right? Instead of your head being up here, look at the difference. Your head would be down here. And then also your knee would be up here. I'm sorry, your foot would be up here. So then you could adjust your knee out here in post. And because your foot's up here, it's going to allow your hip to move more, allowing your knee to drift out. So your knee wouldn't be able to just go right here. It'd be able to come all the way out here. Okay, so then you have your knee post and your head post, and this leg's all the way up around this arm. And as he turns, you attack that arm because it's going to be right there in front of your face. Right, so lots of things you can kind of throw in there. Hey, it happens. Reestablishing a guard. Attacking the arm. Good. Pulls his arm out. So follow up with that, right? So as he pulls this arm out, glue your hips to his arm. So even if he's going to like pull his arm out, if your hips are really glued to his arm, follow him up. And then this leg can come right around and you can put him into a triangle, right? So you could follow right up with that. The other thing you could do is, if that doesn't happen, exactly what happened to you right here, as he pulls his arm up, instead of your leg being up here, you can kind of keep your knee where it is, but bring your foot right down here and you can use that to kick him over, right? So always look for follow-ups. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Very good. Very good. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so that arm bar. Beautiful setup. You go. Nice. So, obviously, couple things here. You guys are, look, his face is going, ooh. Rolled over again. Well, here's the thing. You guys are obviously training partners and you're not going to break his arm. If this is like a competition, Pablo, I'd be very careful here. Like, you obviously trust each other. This is in the gym. Like, even if it's an in-house, like, you're not going to break each other's arms. But like, you definitely have him dead to rights here. Like, just straight up. Like, that's one of the things about sometimes with submission escapes is, yeah, they're really important, but if you actually applied them, and I'm going to do one more video today where I talk about that, but if you actually apply them at full speed, there's some things that can happen. So here, now, belly down armbar. So if you know you're going to go over, right? So here, he kind of takes you back. You got to roll up with him. So what I would do is, let me see. Let me watch. You come over. So I would have your left arm maintain contact with his arm, either with a shotgun grip or just right on the wrist, whatever it is, and keep it tight. I'm still applying the hip pressure. I'm still keeping it tight. What you would do with your right arm, or honestly, it could be either arm. Maybe actually, honestly, maybe with my right arm. And with my left arm, I could post myself up to get distance from the floor. And then I would go back. I'd go post my head on the mat, 2 hands on his arm, and hip into the floor. And you still finish the arm bar. So no reason to let that up. But you come up on top, which is fantastic. And then same thing. Where's that sweep? How does he do this? He just catches and rolls. Is that your foot there? Yeah. Yeah. I would say, I mean, make sure your hands are always ready to go. Yeah, make sure your hand's ready to go to post out. Or you could slide up to your foot. So what you would do is, I mean, your foot's underneath his body, so it's a little hard, but you could always step up. Like, either you have two options, right? Or I guess you have a bunch, but like, don't discount removing your hips from the equation, right? So you can post here. You can also raise your hips, and this is a silly demonstration I do when I'm teaching like mountain control, but it goes a long way. I said this in an earlier video, so if you're hearing this again, sorry, but if you're sitting on someone's hips and they bump, right, you're gonna respond. So if I'm sitting directly on the hips and they bump, I'm gonna go forward. So the demonstration I'll do is I'll sit on someone's hips. I'll say, okay, go ahead, bump me, and I'll fall over, and then I'll stand above them, right? Literally, I'm just standing above them, and I go ahead and bump me, and obviously nothing happens because I'm standing above them, right? And then they go to bump, nothing happens. It's like silly, everyone laughs, but it drives the point home that like if your hips aren't connected to their hips, nothing's gonna happen. Here you're really heavy on your hips, which is not necessarily wrong, but your two defenses are either going to be to post, which isn't an option because he has it trapped. The other one would be to pop your hips up here, step up on this foot, and now he can't get his hips in. The next thing you'd have to be aware of now are the knees coming in. So you'd have to maintain that position, but you don't lose your top control. Back into guard. He probably doesn't want to do anything with that, deal anything with that arm bar again. He's probably like, fuck that. Yeah, so he's driving really forward. So the nice thing about this now is you can look for sweeps that are kind of driving up. Nice. Triangle. Very nice. Yep. Very nice. Yeah, you got that. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. All right, hold on. The triangle itself, the setup. So here, we'll do the whole thing in a second, but I just want to address this one thing real quick. So be very careful when you set up a triangle that you don't go too high on the lever, because there's actually I've always been told this can happen, but I think there was a video recently. You can snap your own foot. So when you set up a triangle, you want to grab here. You don't want to grab out here, because what can happen is as you're pulling down really heavy and he's pulling up really heavy, you could snap your own foot. And there's a video that came out like this year of somebody doing that in a competition. So yours isn't like that bad, it's not going to make it too bad, but just slide your hands up this way a little bit. The other reason you do that is you can see, like, look, your knee's way out on your foot. And as you slide, you have to then go in and adjust that. So if you just put your hand initially, basically where your right arm is, just put your left arm there, and then what's nice is you only have to do it with one arm, and then you can use your other arm to manage things. So you get there, and yeah, that's all she wrote on the finish. Very nice. I love this. All good. Yeah, dude, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying it's something that can happen. I've only seen it happen. I mean, I guess it's happened other times, but you'll feel, I mean, I've done it wrong and I felt it. I was like, oh, I feel like I'm about to get my leg snapped. So nice job, man. Congratulations. Very good roll from both you guys. And yeah, thanks for submitting it. Guys, look at that. Alejandro's hanging out in the chat, watching some videos, realizes that I do it for, I'll break down anybody's rounds, submits one. We got on the show that quick. That's all it takes. Doesn't take long. All right, so check out the description below. I'll get you on the show. Thank you. Thanks for watching. My pleasure, Alejandro. Literally, send me anytime. Let Pablo know. I'll be more than happy to break down his rolls. But yeah, if you have them, just send them in, and I'm more than happy. Doesn't matter your rank. Doesn't matter how long you've been training. We and Alejandro, I hope you don't take this personally. We just went from Nicky Ryan, right? And then we have Alejandro here. And Alejandro is just starting his journey, and Nicky Ryan would murder us all, right? So, like, there's no, you don't have to be a world beater, and you don't have to be training. You don't have to have a black belt. Like, I want I want that range of skill because there's something to learn from everybody, right? There's every single person brings value to jiu-jitsu, and it's great to watch what people are doing and learn from there. Okay. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And I'm honored. Please, I'm honored. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. All right, bye. No, thank you, man. I'm glad. I've been doing this. I've kind of like, I've been really focused on teaching the last couple like weeks, but we're in episode 300 something, right? Like I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for like a year and a half, and it's starting to pick up some traction. I don't know if people like this content or not. Like I'm still trying to figure that out, but or if, like I need to do it better. I don't know what, but what I envision, right? Like, so assuming people are watching, assuming people are enjoying, regardless of that, I guess, is that people from all over are submitting rounds because there's something to learn. Like I just said, there's something for everyone to learn. And I want to have a show like that. I want to be able to break down rounds and just get better at jiu-jitsu selfishly, right? Like personally, but then also share that with people to like kind of improve together and just share. This is my study time, right? This is my study time for jiu-jitsu. I'm just deciding to put it online, and then do it with everybody. You don't have to be Gordon Ryan or Nikki Ryan, right? Like there's something to learn from everybody. Okay. I got one more round today because I promised one of my teammates that I would do it, and I want to honor that. I don't have a schedule yet. I will. Like I said, I was a school teacher, a special ed teacher, and I just quit my job and I opened a new business. I opened two, right? Like I have this one, I have this show, which is like, I definitely want to do this more. But I opened up another business, so I've been like really pushing at getting that going. So I haven't had to have a consistent schedule, and I've been trying to figure out a time when to do this. I think I might do it during the day now that I've had the opportunity to kind of do this. It's definitely way more enjoyable during the day. So I will figure that out and post it. Sorry, I talk a lot. No, I don't have a schedule yet. Sorry. But I will. All right, Nick and Will. All right, this is a round that I did with my buddy, and I caught him, and he had a reaction. Yeah, man. You know what? Because I'll split these episodes up, and like, so what I'll do is I'll make this like an actual episode. I can do yours. I'll do yours first. I'll put it out first, and then actually no, but I refer to the other episodes. Well, I'll get it on there. It's yeah, but like I get the Zoomer thing, but like a lot of it is this is like long form, like it's not quick content, which maybe I just need to get better at, right? Like who knows? But I do break these down into little shorts on Instagram and whatnot and TikTok, but like the Nikki Ryan ones I'll obviously do. Like you got to do that. All right. Let's do it. Hey guys, welcome back. Stop Talk and Roll, episode 331, I think, maybe. Who knows? Today we have myself in the black gi with the white shorts, and we have Will. I went Dan, Chris, Will in my head. Oh my God, Will in the camo short sleeve one. And here we go. So again, constantly looking for that inside control. Always looking to control the inside. Get inside control. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. Reason being is that lets me manipulate Will's base a lot more easily. As I take him around, look to come up on top. Will does a good job. I'm not letting that leg come in to get control of this top leg. I bring it over completely, but still not the best control. Kind of on my hip here. His leg's behind me. He's able to get back up. A simple little catch there if you didn't see it. As he comes over, just kick the back of his leg and just lift it. As he goes to step on it, right, I just take the foot away and put him right down on the ground here. Looking for, I still don't really have a good bite on his leg. Looking to come under for a heel hook, and he kicks out. That will come back around though. I don't know why is it so sideways. Actually, it kind of looks nice. Coming over the top for a guillotine. Actually manages to sit through. I tried to go for a cradle from the bottom. I don't know why. I was just like seeing if I could do it. So why did that work? So Will has good pressure here. Oh, so Will, you got to be careful. So what I did, I'm obviously swinging my legs back and forth, and you can see right here, look, it brings Will to the side ever so slightly, and then I hit back in, and I'm able to capture the foot. Oh, no, you clear it again. I think I'm just relentless. I just do it again. Drive, drive, drive. Get a hand in front. So fighting the frames back. So, Will, my recommendation to you would be to move around, because eventually I'm gonna make my way back. Hook and then find. Oh no. Do I have to move? No, we rolled. Oh well. That's what I got you with? Just driving. Yeah. Yeah. That happens sometimes. So, well, your chest came up too high. I drove my hips underneath. Let me move myself left side. So I'm able to kind of scoop my hips, my hips underneath your hips, and then you're just airborne there. That's simple. Rolled over. It happens. It's a common theme, Alejandro. What we're seeing, we gotta work on our base. Looks like everybody's got to work on their base. I got swept earlier, or reversed. Nice come up for the chest to back. Why did I lose that? Let's see. Oh, I'm just in a really awkward situation. So why didn't I move? So, I'm trying to control. So I have my arms around his tricep on the far side. I'm just seeing if I can control him. And I think I lose. I obviously lose it. Just trying to see the limits. Because, ideally my chest would be over his chest, right? So kind of, I've been talking about this a lot today. But like ideally I slide back a little bit. But because I don't have control of this arm, right? If I try to let go and slide back, he's just going to escape immediately. So what I'm trying to do, you can see the other arm just came through there. What I'm trying to do is hold behind his tricep and lift up and try to keep him connected that way. I'm just experimenting, seeing if it'll work. Will comes up on top. Very nice. Spins around to the back. Tries to jump over, but no hooks. So I'm keeping all my weight on his leg right now so he can't get those hooks in. Climbs up. I like that. Why didn't you continue with that? Oh, is that my hand? That was your hand. Yeah, take that hand, put a fist right into the floor. You can use that to turn me over this way and expose my back. All right, I'm able to get a grip over the arm. Nice base back. right? So again, back to that inside control, making connections with my feet to kind of push them off me, and then just right into the inside control. Okay, because I have good overhook here. I have double overhooks. Come over, slip back. Okay, this is what I wanted to break down for Will, because we talked about this. So here's the thing. I'm kind of laughing. I'm like, you sure you don't want to tap? And then we kind of get into a little argument, I guess, on whether I had it or not. You know, he's shaking his head, no. Now, here's the thing. Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu is a sport like any other, and we learn different ways to break each other's bodies. In this one, I go for a heel hook. Now, granted, there's an ideal way to do everything, right? There's like a perfect way to do everything, but that rarely ever happens, which is why we do jiu-jitsu, right? If it was just perfect every time, we wouldn't have to think, we would just do it, it'd be done. But things change. My body is going to work for me differently than Will's is going to work for him and everybody else, right? It's kind of the mindset paradigm shift that I've been going through, that with ecological jiu-jitsu and trying to figure that out. But everybody's going to do things kind of their own way, how they solve problems. Ideally, when you get a heel hook, you get a big chunk of their heel caught. Ideally. The reason for that is that's how you can break their leg, makes it harder for them to heel slip, etc., etc. In this instance, I barely caught Will's heel, okay? And the key thing here is that it's still a sport, and if the ball goes in the net, the ball goes in the net, right? If you're playing soccer and you kick a ball in the net and it just goes off the goalie's fingers, but it still went in the net, it's still a goal. In this instance, I barely had Will's heel, but I had enough pressure on his foot that he was not going to be able to escape. Without, and I'm never going to actually apply the heel hook to Will, because this is one of my training partners, right? Like, he's one of my students. I'm not going to hurt him. And just as I would trust him not to hurt me, and all these other guys, they tap me out all the time too, I trust them not to hurt me when we're playing, right? We're having fun. We're learning. So the point here that I wanted to drive home to everybody is, just because something's not in perfectly doesn't mean it still won't work. It's not ideal. It's not how I would teach it. It's not how I want to get a heel hook every time. But I had your heel caught, right? Like that, those toes, those were his toes right there. Right? Like they're not moving, right? And so I kind of said something to him. I was like, you sure you want to keep going? Et cetera, et cetera. And then, we talked for the rest of the round about it. And then I showed an example of why, right? So like I didn't have it that deep. You're absolutely right. I didn't have it at that. Like, this is, and not that that's deep, but like it wasn't, it wasn't that deep. You're absolutely right. Now, we were over more, but yeah, that's more closely to how I had it. It was like I barely had it, right? Now, that was the point I was trying to reach over right here, is at any point, right, I'm going to let go of his heel, I could have hipped through, right? So I wasn't having my hips enter the equation, right? So here, I'm being really nice. At any point, now, again, it's not ideal, but I could have just driven down with the hips. We talked after. It was all good. But it's not pretty. I'm like 100%. It is not how I would say. This is not like an example of how to like apply the heel hook. I would not watch this video and be like, hey guys, check out this video or this round I did with Will. Like, I hit a really nice heel hook. It's not. It's definitely like, but it's like, it's probably like the bare minimum to like be able to break somebody's leg. You know what I mean? So just be careful. How you apply a heel hook, how I apply a heel hook, how Gordon Ryan applies a heel hook, it's all going to be slightly different, because we all have slightly different bodies, and our ability to move is different. So just keep that in mind when you're playing jiu-jitsu. Everybody's moves are different, but it doesn't mean they don't work. Okay. Everybody's solutions are going to be slightly different, but it doesn't mean it's not the right answer. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to be on the show, check out the description below. I'll get you on the show. I'll be more than happy to. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Have a wonderful day. All right. Alejandro, dude, you're the man. Thanks for like sticking around. Where do you train in California? I'm gonna wrap up the stream for today, but I like to. Josh comes in again, please. Josh. Sorry, hold on a second. Jiujitsu. I have to remember who that is, but yes. Okay. Okay. Are you in college? Congratulations. What'd you get a degree in? If you don't mind me asking. Sorry. Realize we're like the only people here, but it is on YouTube. Don't feel like you have to. You looking for? Okay, yeah. Don't feel like you have to answer this. Sorry, it's political science. Okay, cool. I my undergrad's in sociology, but I was my major. I think I was like one class away from getting a poli-sci minor, or even actually it might have even been a major. I think it was like 3 classes away from a major and 1 class away from a minor, and I was just like, nah. I mean, like I don't have any regret now not doing it, but because I got a master's in special ed, so it has like nothing to do with anything. But I always kind of like laugh, like I could have just done like one more class, but it's all good. Sorry, I'm like kind of a geography geek. Oh shit. I haven't trained. I got all those rounds that I had were from Friday, but I've been kind of feeling like crap lately. So I'm excited to get back in today. I teach tonight. I teach no-gi. Oh, my girlfriend. Oh, I didn't realize. Although that is California. It's probably like super far away, but I didn't realize Sacramento was like right outside of San Francisco like that. Oh. So that's Oakland. Oh, okay. This is cool. Learning. My girlfriend is currently flying out to the Bay Area right now for work. But if I'm ever in the area, I will be sure to stop by. All right, man. Well, are you on Instagram? And I wouldn't maybe don't here. How about you follow me because I don't want you to I don't want this to go up on YouTube and get you like unless you have a million people to see it. Here, I'll put it in the chat so you don't have to like. All right, you don't care. Okay, as long as you don't care. Not that a lot of people are. I mean, I don't think many people are watching this right now. Alejandro, gotcha. All right, I'm gonna follow you right now. Ukulele. Nice. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna hop off, but I will. You know what? I'll let you know when I get. I'll let everybody know, but I'll let you know when I get a streaming schedule up. And thanks for watching, man. I really appreciate that. Like seriously. I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, let people in your gym know, man. I'm more than happy to break down rolls. Feel free to send more of your own. More than happy. However you sent it was perfect. That quality was like perfect. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. All right, man. Thanks, man. I'll catch you later.